After the June 2026 Direct, which announcement do you think best shows Nintendo's long-term vision for the Switch 2 era?
I have to think about it because even though I liked this Nintendo Direct, there were a lot of maybe that does say something. A lot of third-party announcements. Was the only first party was more Splatoon Raiders, which we already knew about, Star Fox, which we already knew about, and then the Ocarina of Time remake. And then Fire Emblem. Sorry, how could I miss that? Am I missing like any other primary first party?
Let's see. Star Fox, Splatoon Raiders,
Fire Emblem.
Rhythm Heaven, Fire Emblem, Ocarina, Xenoblade. I think that's kind of it.
Okay,
I think
so
that's it. First party stuff.
I'm not
sure there's more, but I just don't remember.
but basically I felt like there was definitely a fair share of a third party announcement. So I'm not sure if I personally have a singular announcement that gives me an idea of Nintendo's long-term vision, but more like I can see Nintendo wanting the Switch to have a lot of that first day third party support. I think that's one pillar at least based off of those types of announcements. Like even like outside of the Direct, right? Like at Summer Games Fest and stuff like that, you saw announcements like Alien Isolation 2. Switch 2 was right there along with every other console. So I think that's one. Let me see if I can think of another particular announcement, but do you have one?
Yeah, so I actually think Nintendo is going to, sorry, my squeaky here. I think Nintendo is actually the thing that like Nintendo has done really well during the Switch era, which they're continuing with the Switch 2 era. And I just think people notice it more because nobody bought a Wii U, but they've been doing a great job of balancing new releases with Switch 2 versions of games with remakes and remasters. And that's how they keep the content pumping out. I think they are taking a larger stance on storytelling, which I think is proof with Fire Emblem having 4 separate campaigns this time around instead of one branching one. Star Fox is getting all those cutscenes. The Ocarina of Time remake will theoretically, like we talked about earlier, might have deeper cutscenes. And I also think there's going to be an emphasis on co-op. Like co-op, Splatoon Raiders Splatoon is a huge franchise, but it's very competitive. And they don't really have a co-op mode aside from Salmon Run, which is only available at like, I don't know, 3 a.m. I don't know. It's only available certain times a day. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that style of game come out, of like these cheaper co-op experiences, because kids like co-op. Kids like these types of games they could play together. It's a social experience for them.
Yeah. I mean, you can see that with Rhythm Heaven. You can see that also with Orbitals. Is that how you need to say it?
That game looks so cute, by the way.
Yes,
Orbitals.
yes. And then Switch Sports Resort, right? That's kind of a staple. So yes, and doubling back down on the remake aspect, I do think Nintendo does have a good job changing up what they release, so something's always releasing. But with Star Fox and Ocarina of Time, I think this is remaking an older game is kind of newer-ish for them. I mean, third party, they've been doing remakes for a while, right? Resident Evil's gone through remakes. Metal Gear Solid's been through remakes. Last of Us, well, that was remastered or I don't know. Can you think of a first party Nintendo title that Nintendo really went out of their way to remake from the ground up, so to speak, other than Star Fox and Ocarina? HD?
Wind Waker was technically a ground up remake. I know a lot of people don't see that because the cell shaded nature of the game just doesn't make it as prominent, but that is technically a ground up remake. But like, I can't really think of a lot of remakes from Nintendo, honestly.